who's he married with? In an era when Earth has collapsed, humanity has migrated to a new planet called Xrb2X5. This planet's atmosphere contains inorganic and organic substances more similar to Earth, the original home. However, the one significant and highly dangerous difference is the presence of life forms on this planet, monster. Initially, humans lacked the resources and knowledge to combat these creatures. Over time, a portion of the human population evolved, gaining the ability to harness psychic powers at an advanced level, as well as enhancing their physical strength and sharpening all five senses. These individuals who became the frontline fighters were called sentinels, who accounted for 25% of the population. However, if sentinels overuse their psychic abilities, their brains reach their limits, necessitating the assistance of individuals who can restore the brain's chemical balance known as guides. These guides are relatively scarce but highly sought after. The process of restoring chemical balance between a sentinel and a guide depends on psychic compatibility. The higher compatibilities, the faster and more effective the process. Moreover, the psychic power levels of both sentinels and guides are critical factors in determining a successful pairing. Psychic power levels are divided into classes, starting from F to S. While Class F represents psychic abilities so when they are almost indistinguishable from ordinary person. Class S is the pinnacle for both sentinels and guides. Typically, guides and sentinels of the same class pair together. Occasionally, a higher level guide may pair with a lower level sentinel. However, pairings between lower level guides and a higher level sentinels are rare, similar to pouring a glass of water into a vast lake. But well, none of this really has anything to do with me. After all, the majority of humanity hasn't undergone any evolution. Sound change. Inside a conference hall at day, the room buzzes with quiet chatter. On stage, Aaron, who is 30s and in the sharp suit, stands behind a seat podium. A holographic display floats behind him, showcasing a glowing diagram labeled Neural Stabilization for Sentinels. Aaron takes a deep breath and begins. Aaron, who speaks confidence but measure. Our world is built on the strength of Sentinel, but we are ignore a critical problem. Low-level Sentinels lack the support they need to thrive. Our project provides a scalable solution, one that doesn't depend on limited human resources like guides. The camera pans to the audience. Most are silent, skeptical. A few shake their heads. One older man, council members, scoffs audibly. Council member who interrupting. Guides already exist for this purpose. Why reinvent the wheel? Aaron speaks firmly. Guides are scarce. High-level sentinels monopolize their times, leaving low-level sentinels to fend for themselves. This project can fill the gap. The murmuring grows louder. Cut to Nolan, who is at late 20s, cautious at the back of the room, holding a C camera. He snaps photos of Aaron mid-speech, muttering to himself, "Nolan, that's the money shot." Cut back to the stage. Aaron plays on, ignoring the opposition. Aaron, we owe it to the sentinel who protect us, ignoring this issue. The murmurs rise, drawing him out. The council dismissed his proposal. Inside the lab, at night, the lab is dimly lit, cluttered with blueprints and half-assembled devices. Aaron enters, exhaustion visible in his eyes. On his desk lies a wedding invitation, the envelope slightly ajar. Nolan, who leaning against the door frame casually. Big day coming up? Aaron doesn't respond, instead picking up the card and holding it just out of view of the camera. Nolan stepped closer, curious. Nolan. So, who the lucky? Aaron turns, calling out gently but firmly. Aaron. Nolan. I need you to check the recent Sentinel reports. As Nolan hesitated, his gaze lingers on the card in Aaron's hand. He nods and moved toward the door but paused. Turning back, he watched Aaron sit down, still holding the invitation. Nolan, muttering to himself as he leaves. Who's he marrying anyway? The door clicked shut, leaving Aaron alone in the lab. Inside the Nolan's room at night, Nolan sits at his cutthroat desk. A small stack of photos from Aaron's presentation scattered across it. He flips through the images, focusing on one where Aaron is seen shaking hands with a mystery individual in the crowd. Nolan to himself, who this? Could it be? He enlarged the photo on his hollow screen, zooming in on the person's face. The image is blurry, fluorescent. Nolan leans back in his chair, ruffling his hair. Flashback inside conference hall at day. Nolan recalls the moment Aaron stepped down from the stage after his presentation. The mysterious individual dressed sharply approached Aaron with a confident smile. Mysterious individual, your project is ambitious, but is it realistic? Aaron smiled politely, shaking their hand. Aaron, it has to be. Nolan lurking nearby with his camera, snapped a photo, but his focus has been elsewhere at the time. Back to the present, inside the Nolan's room at night. Nolan shakes his head, flustered. Nolan, I need more clues. Outside the Sector 3 at the evening. Team 1 moved cautiously through the dense terrain. There's the equipment humming softly. Suddenly, Sentinel-1 drops to his knees, clutching his head. Sentinel-1, it's too much. Other Sentinels corrupt. The camera pans to Captain Lex, who shouts into their comms. Captain Lex, Base, we need immediate support. Give us guides. Inside the base monitoring room at day, Aaron stands with Base Commander Leon, reviewing reports on the sudden breakdown in Team 1. Base Commander Leon, dire too far gone. Regular intervention won't cut it. Aaron stepped back, pacing. Aaron, we need to send reinforcements, high-level sentinels and guides. I will lead the team myself. Base Commander Leon, Aaron, are you sure? Aaron turns sharply. His usual calm replaced by urgency. Aaron, if we wait, we lose them. Prep the team.
Internal lab at day. Nolan watches Aaron from the lab's viewing window, his brow furrowed. Aaron moves quickly, suiting up alongside a group of high-level sentinels and guys. Nolan said, "You're not even hesitating." Aaron catches Nolan's gaze through the glass and gives him a faint nod before leaving. Nolan hesitates and steps closer to the door. Aaron? Aaron paused mid-step, glancing back. "Stay here. Someone needs to keep the base running," said Aaron. Before Nolan can respond, Aaron is gone, leaving Nolan standing alone. External convoy. At day, the reinforcement travel in armored vehicle, speeding towards the last known location of Team 1. Inside one vehicle, Aaron sits silently, his focus unshakable. A high-level guide, Guide Mary, speaks softly to him. "You are risking a lot for this team." Aaron said, "Every sentinel matters." Their vehicle jolts as they approach to the battlefield. The sound of distant psychic outburst echoes. Internal lab day. Nolan watches Aaron from the lab's viewing window, his brow furrowed. Aaron moves quickly, suiting up alongside a group of high-level sentinels and guards. Nolan said under his breath, "You're not even hesitating." Aaron catches Nolan's gaze through the glass and gives him a faint nod before leaving. Nolan hesitates, then steps closer to the door. "Aaron?" Aaron paused mid-step, glancing back. "Stay here. Someone needs to keep the base running," said Aaron. Before Nolan can respond, Aaron is gone, leaving Nolan standing alone. External convoy day. The reinforcement traveled in armored vehicle, speeding towards the last known location of Team 1. Inside one vehicle, Aaron sits silently, his focus unshakable. A high-level guide, Guide Mary, speaks softly to him. "You're risking a lot for this team." Aaron said back, "Every sentinel matters." Their vehicle joins the approach to the battlefield. The sound of distant psychic outburst echoes. Suddenly, the radio communication. "This is Captain Dane. We've got a hostile." Aaron signals to the driver, "Faster." External battlefield day. The team arrives in the middle of chaos. Sentinels from Team 1 are scattered, some incapacitated, others fighting against both the hostile creature and their own psychic breakdowns. Aaron steps out of the vehicle, his commanding presence rallying the enforcement. "Guys, stabilize those sentinels! The sentinels from the defensive lines!" As the reinforced leaped into the action, Aaron moves through the fray, his calm demeanor cutting through the chaos. Internal base, control room day. Back at the base, Nolan watches the battle unfold on the monitors. His hand tightened into the fist as he seen Aaron leading the charge. Nolan said to himself, "You always put yourself in the middle of everything." He leans back, glances over the wedding invitation still sitting on Aaron's desk. "Who's worth all of this to you?" The camera lingers on Nolan, torn between the frustration and admiration as the sound of psychic combat continues to the echo of the monitors. Suddenly, the radio communication. "This is Captain Dane. We've got hostiles." Aaron signaled to the driver, "Faster." External battlefield day. The team arrives in the middle of chaos. Sentinel from Team 1 are scattered, some incapacitated, others fighting against both the hostile creature and their own psychic breakdowns. Aaron stepped out of the vehicle, his commanding presence rallying the enforcement. "Guys, stabilize those sentinels. The sentinels from defensive lines." As the reinforcement leap into action, Aaron moves through the fray, his calm demeanor cutting through the chaos. Internal base, control room day. Back at the base, Nolan watched the battle unfold on the monitor, his hands tightening into the fist as he seen Aaron leading the charge. You always put yourself in the middle of everything, Nolan said to himself. He leans back, glancing over the wedding invitation still sitting on Aaron's desk. Who's worth all of this to you? Softly said from Nolan. The camera lingered on Nolan, torn between frustration of admiration as the sound of psychic combat continues to thus echo from the monitors. External based. Dawn. The battle is over. The monster has been defeated, its form lying lifeless in the distance. The first ray of the sunlight break over the horizon, illuminating the devastation left behind. Inside the base, high-level guys from the main reinforcement move swiftly, stabilizing the remaining sentinels. Check Sector 3. We've got a report of rangering instability, Guide Mary said to another guide. As they work, they begin to notice something unusual. Wait, they're stabilizing themselves? Internal based, West Sector. Dawn. A low-level sentinel who has been thrashing earlier is now calm. Sitting against the wall, his breathing is steady, his hand no longer shaking. One of the guys kneel in front of him, scanning his psychic level with a device. This doesn't make any sense. His level are normalizing with other intervention, said Guide 1. It's the same here, while Guide Mary is shaking another sentinel. One by one, they confirm the same. The sentinels are regaining control, their psychic limits seemingly reinforced by the stabilizers Nolan and his team deployed. The project is actually worked, Guide Mary said to herself. External based. Dawn. The battle is over. The monster has been defeated, its form lying lifeless in the distance, and the first ray of sunlight break over the horizon, illuminating the devastation left behind. Inside the base, high-level guys from the main reinforcement moved swiftly, stabilizing the remaining sentinels. Guide Mary said to another guide, Check Sector 3. We've got a report of rangering instability. As they work, they begin to notice something unusual. Wait, they're stabilizing themselves? Internal based, West Sector, Dawn. A low-level sentinel who has been thrashing earlier is now calm. Sitting against the wall, his breathing is steady, his hand no longer shaking. One of the guys kneel in front of him, scanning his psychic level with a device. This doesn't make any sense. His level are stabilizing without an intervention, said Guide 1. It's the same here. While Guide Mary shaking another sentinel. One by one, to confirm the same, the sentinels are regaining control, their psychic limits seemingly reinforced by the stabilizer Nolan and his team deployed. The project is actually worked, Guide Mary said to herself. External based, entrance, morning. The sound of an approaching convoy breaks the quiet. The camera plans to show Team 1 and the reinforcement returning. Weary, but victorious. Captain Dane leads the way, his expression grim but relief. Behind him, Aaron. He helped the sentinel who is barely able to walk, their arms slung over the Aaron's shoulder for support. Sentinel 1, Charles, said, I thought We weren't gonna make it. His sound is weakly. You made it. That's what matters, said Aaron. As Aaron stepped into the base, his focus sharpened. He carefully lowered the sentinels, Charles, onto the nearby bench, but not before Nolan approached from the hallway. Aaron, are you? Said Nolan. He stopped mid-sentence, his gaze shifting to the sentinels. Aaron just helped. A faint recognition flickers in Nolan's eyes. The sentinel is recovering. Look up at Aaron with quiet gratitude. Aaron places a reassuring hand on the shoulder before stepping back. It's them. Aaron meets Nolan's gaze, his expression unreadable but calm. He nods, confirming what Nolan has suspected all along. This sentinel is the person Aaron married. Internal based control room morning. The guys and the sentinel regroup, exhaustion clear on their face, but with a shared sense of accomplishment. The room buzzes with quiet conversation about what just unfolded. Nolan stands by the window, watching Aaron and his partner from the distance. He smirks faintly. Well, that's explain a lot, Nolan said to himself. The camera lingers on Aaron, who is now deep in conversation with the sentinels. His calm demeanor softer than usual. External wedding venue evening. The scene opens on a cozy, intimate wedding venue adorned with soft light and lush greenery. Guests mingle, shedding soft as the sun sets in the background. Nolan, dressed in a slightly rumpled suit, stands off the side, sipping a drink and washing the ground. His usual mischievous demeanor is replaced with a rare moment of quiet reflection. Never thought I'd see the day, said Nolan to himself. The camera pans to the center of the venue, via Aaron and Charles. The sentinel from earlier stand together, smiling warmly at the guests. Aaron, always composed, looks genuinely happy for once. Nolan approaches, holding up his glass in a mock toast. Well, boss, you finally managed to surprise me, said Nolan. That's the first, said Aaron, chuckling softly. Congratulations, you're officially stuck with him. Charles laughed lightly, while Aaron gives Nolan a look of amused expression. External wedding venue evening. The scene opens on cozy, intimate wedding venue adorned with soft lights and lush greenery. Gaze mingles, shedding softly as the sun sets in the background. Nolan, dressed in slightly rumpled suit, stands off the side, sipping the drink and wash the ground. His usual mischievous demeanor is replaced with a rare moment of quiet reflection. Never thought I'd see the day, Nolan said to himself. The camera pans to the center of the venue, where Aaron and Charles, the sentinel from area, stand together, smiling warmly at the guest. Aaron, always composed, looks genuinely happy for once. Nolan approached, holding up his glass in a mock toast. Well, boss, you finally managed to surprise me, said Nolan. That's the first, said Aaron. Nolan grinning at Charles and said, Congratulations, you're officially stuck with him. Charles laughs lightly, while Aaron gives Nolan a look of amused expiration.